Chinese pot. That's the way to learn Chinese. Chinese pot, Chinese pot.
Hello, this is Chinese Pod, bringing you lessons in spoken Mandarin, coming to you from Shanghai, China, and brought to you by myself, Ken Carroll, and...
By me, Jenny.
Good. Now, we have a newbie lesson here today.
Yes, an exciting one.
An exciting newbie lesson. As you may or may not know, we have 4 levels here on Chinese Pod. This is for beginners, and we're talking about food today. And in particular, we're talking about meat.
Yeah, that's why I said it's exciting. It's about beef.
Oh, interesting. So how do we say the word beef in Chinese, please, Jenny?
牛肉. 牛肉.
牛肉.
Yes, second and fourth tone.
Second tone and fourth tone. Now, just briefly, like we're on that subject.
Yeah.
肉, the word 肉,
肉,
the fourth tone, tends, it does mean meat generally,
it means
right?
meat.
It means meat. And 牛 means cow.
Ox or
An
cow.
ox or a cow.
Yeah.
So essentially, it's cow meat,
Yes.
right? 牛肉. And so another word we'll look at today will be the word for fish.
鱼. 鱼.
鱼.
Second tone, yes.
Right, second tone. It's a funny little word that for an English speaker because you don't get those sounds.
You don't,
鱼.
yeah, you don't get that incredibly short sound.
Indeed, and it sounds more like an exclamation than a
Yeah.
proper word. 鱼. So, but it is a proper word, we
For
can
fish.
assure you. And so we'll hear that in context now in just a moment. So what we'll do is we'll listen to the dialogue 3 times.
Yes.
You can listen out for those sounds and any others that you might be able to piece together. And after that, we'll come back and we'll break it down for you.
你喜欢吃什么？
我喜欢吃牛肉，你呢？
我喜欢吃鱼。
是吗？我也是。Second time.
你喜欢吃什么？
我喜欢吃牛肉，你呢？
我喜欢吃鱼。
是吗？我也是。Third time.
你喜欢吃什么？
我喜欢吃牛肉，你呢？
我喜欢吃鱼。
是吗？我也是。
Let's translate it, shall we?
Yes. 你喜欢吃什么？
What do you like to eat?
你喜欢吃什么？
What do you like to eat?
你喜欢吃什么？我喜欢吃牛肉，你呢？
I like to eat beef. How about you?
我喜欢吃牛肉，你呢？
I like beef. How about yourself?
我喜欢吃牛肉，你呢？我喜欢吃鱼。
I like to eat fish.
我喜欢吃鱼。
I like to eat fish.
我喜欢吃鱼。是吗？我也是。
Really? So do I.
是吗？我也是。
Really? So do I.
是吗？我也是。
Hey guys, it's Michael here at Chinese Pod, and we want to say thank you to all of our faithful subscribers. If you're not registered yet, head over to ChinesePod.com now and get 20% off.
We got promo codes. Save your money. Promo codes. Learn Chinese. Register now.
promo code GET20 at checkout to get 20% off your first year.
Okie dokie. Well,
Yes, so the person happens to be liking beef and fish both.
Yes.
A bit greedy, don't you think?
No, not at all. I don't think that at all. Let's take a look at this piece by piece. There's some really interesting stuff.
Yeah.
And this is a conversation, I mean, if you visit China, you will certainly have this conversation.
Yeah, because we live for food. Yeah.
Absolutely. And there's a very good excuse for that because the thing about Chinese food is that there is endless variations of what you could choose. I've been going to restaurants for years here, as you can see by my rotund figure, Jenny, and I can guarantee you that every time I've been in a restaurant in all those years, I've always found at least one dish on the menu that I'd never seen before.
So you're still a newbie.
Still a newbie. It just
You
goes on.
read a menu as thick as the encyclopedia.
They're huge.
Yeah.
And sometimes the menus are a little bit confusing because they have these very poetic, colorful names, and you have no idea what the food
You
is.
never know.
But it's all part of the fun, the mysterious fun.
And also Chinese, can I interrupt?
Yes.
Chinese, we're so proud of our own food. So when a
Yes.
foreigner comes over, we always say, what do you
Absolutely.
like? What do you like? So
Yeah.
we can, just let you try some of our
It is
best
an
food.
endless source of discussion. We have to go to the restaurants and they order, and people here, like they really want you to enjoy it.
Yeah.
So don't be too bashful if you go to a restaurant, especially if it's a Cantonese restaurant or something.
Yeah,
Don't
all
be-
their shark fin and
Well,
abalone.
Well, also, but don't be too bashful about telling them stuff that you might really not want to eat, because they might not quite understand that some of the stuff you might not be willing to eat. So tell them your preferences, and I'm sure they'll order some terrific stuff for you. Now, there we see, talking about food again. You see,
It's
it just
half of the
happens
show.
in China. Now, let's take a look at that dialogue in a bit more detail. Perhaps we could translate it sentence by sentence.
你喜欢吃什么?
Now, 吃 meaning to eat,
That's right.
and 吃什么 means to eat
Eat what?
So 你喜欢的意思，你喜欢 means what
Do you like?
do you like? 你喜欢吃什么？喜欢 meaning to like. 你喜欢吃什么？ What do you like
to
eat?
喜欢吃 like to eat.
Yes. Now, again, in a restaurant, you'll definitely hear that.
Yes.
As your Chinese interlocutor is about to order, they'll ask you that. 你喜欢吃什么? What do you like to eat? Now, the reply here was,
我喜欢吃牛肉，你呢?
now, 我喜欢吃, I like to eat. 我喜欢, right? 吃, again, to eat. 牛肉. Now, we had that at the beginning. 牛肉.
Beef.
Cow meat.
Yes.
Beef. And then, being polite, of course, you ask the person, well, what do you like?
你呢? 你呢?
你, meaning you, essentially.
Yes.
And Nina means, how about you? What about you? And you? Now, in this case,
我喜欢吃鱼。
so 我喜欢吃, again, there's that pattern again. I like to eat 鱼.
鱼
And you meaning fish. So I like to eat fish.
我喜欢吃鱼。
I like to eat beef.
我喜欢吃牛肉。What do you like to eat? 你喜欢吃什么?
我喜欢吃牛肉.
As I can see.
Yes. 而且我喜欢吃鱼. I also like fish.
You like both.
You'd be hard pressed to find something I don't like to eat around
Yeah.
here. Miss. Now,
The last sentence.
yes.
So the person asks, 是吗? 我也是.
Okay. 是吗 means, oh, really? Is that true? Is that the case? So she said, I like to eat fish,
Fish,
right?
yeah.
And so the reply came, oh, really? I do too.
是吗? 我也是.
Now, 是吗 is a question mark there. There's the
Yes.
question. 是吗? Oh, the verb is fourth tone, meaning the verb to be.
Yeah.
And in this, maybe you could say, oh, is that the case?
Yeah.
是吗? Is that it? 我也喜欢.
我也是。
我也是.
So do I.
So do I.
Just typical small talk stuff.
Typical small talk, but useful when you find yourself
Yeah.
inevitably in that restaurant. Now, maybe we could listen to it one more time in its entirety, and then we could just briefly go some of the key words again, or the patterns there. Yeah.
Greetings, everyone, and welcome to Chinese Pod Trivia. Our first question is, how long will it take you to become an intermediate Chinese speaker using the Chinese Pod app? Is it A, the rest of your life? B, you should already be an intermediate speaker? C, 3 months? Or D, Chinese Pod has an app?
You should already be in.
Ooh, that is incorrect. The correct answer is C, 3 months. That's right. Head over to ChinesePod.com now to register for your access to over 4,000 lessons. Get the Chinese Pod app now on Google Play or the App Store.
你喜欢吃什么？
我喜欢吃牛肉，你呢？
我喜欢吃鱼。
是吗？我也是。Second time.
你喜欢吃什么？
我喜欢吃牛肉，你呢？
我喜欢吃鱼。
是吗？我也是。Third time.
你喜欢吃什么？
我喜欢吃牛肉，你呢？
我喜欢吃鱼。
是吗？我也是。
Now, let's hear this pattern again, please. What do you like to eat?
你喜欢吃什么？
你喜欢吃什么? What do you like to eat? Now, I like to eat.
我喜欢吃。
我喜欢吃. 我喜欢吃. I like to eat. And now let's have a couple of different items. Let's say beef.
我喜欢吃牛肉。我喜欢吃牛肉。
And fish.
我喜欢吃鱼。我喜欢吃鱼。
Really?
是吗？是吗？
Me too.
我也是。我也是。
Good. Well, we've prepared you for the inevitable. Find yourself in China. You'll be asked these questions in a restaurant. We hope you found that useful and informative. And there'll be plenty more where that came from tomorrow, indeed, and in the near future.
Yeah.
Right now, however, it's time for us here.
It's the sad moment.
It's the sad moment, indeed, for us to say 再见.
We'd ask you to imagine a life without Chinese Pod, but crying in public is so 80s. Come on, hug it out. It's Mandarin on your terms. ChinesePod.com.
As usual, ChinesePod provides an extensive selection of learning materials for this lesson on its website, www.chinesepod.com. You can access this lesson directly with the lesson number 0155. So just go to www.chinesepod.com/0155 and you will find a transcript, vocabulary, and much more. The link again, www.chinesepod.com/0155.